Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. Super excited to be involved in the collaboration that the lovely Rach and Bella Crafts have put together. Right, I've got my iPad here so that I can read the correct title. So the collaboration is the 100 Days of Junk Journaling Ideas. It's hosted by Rach and Bella Crafts, as I said. Now, it is the 100-day project, technically, but yeah, we're kind of doing it as a collaboration, so lots of different people joining in. So they've done it on a weekly basis with different themes. So I am here for week 4, which is envelopes and hidden journaling spots. So yeah, that's what my kind of task was. And I've been, coupled with lots of other amazing channels, the Treasure Page, we've got G Kerr, loads of other people collabing this week and things, and every week. So yeah, do kind of check out the videos that are involved in the collaboration, and of course I will actually include all the links in my video description below. So we are doing hidden journaling spots with envelopes. Now I have to say, I kind of struggled a bit and thought, oh, I'm not sure what to come up with. So I have been hugely inspired by, now again, let me pull this up on my iPad and double check. This is Be Reborn Art and Healing, and then she's got Cara Rennie Wolf is her name. Again, I will try and remember to link her video in the description below. But I saw an absolutely fantastic little idea that she had to make hidden journaling spots using envelopes. So I'm going to try and recreate her idea. Obviously, I will have my kind of take on it, but it will be, you know, inspired by her. So I have got a bunch of papers here that I'm going to use. Now, I've got a couple of ready-made envelopes. Now, I've got these ones, which are kind of your DL type shape envelopes. And then I've got these ones, which are the 5x7 envelopes. So we're going to try one on each size envelope. Hopefully we might get time to do more than just the 2. We'll see how we get on. So they did look a little bit fiddly, and yes, I haven't made a prototype. So I may wish come to regret not making a prototype, but you know, we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to start by covering the envelope. Now, it wants to be covered, or you know, you'd want to cover it on both sides of the envelope because you're going to see both sides. So I'm going to start by using my DL type size envelope, and yeah, this is some paper just from my Easter 2025 collection. I'm still working on my kit, so yeah, hence I thought, well, actually I might as well make a piece that can go into my physical kit that I'm making, which will then be for sale on my website. But yeah, I've got quite some way to go. I keep being distracted with other things, and so I'm not kind of getting along very quickly at making it. But anyway, so I'm just going to cover this with this. Now, made a terrible job of tearing that. I don't know what's going on. Even my tearing's off today. That's not good, is it? Okay, so I'm going to just put this like this. Okay, oops. Like that. Now, actually, I'm just wondering whether I kind of tend to always line the insides of the envelopes, but actually I'm wondering whether I might be better off lining the outside. Although I think it's quite good practice, because obviously if you line the inside, it covers up that adhesive, which actually, you know, could then potentially be getting stuck onto your papers. I mean, you could line both, but then it may be a little bit on the bulky side. So I'm just going to do it like this. So that one. And then obviously I'm going to turn it over and line the other side as well. So my tearing is appalling today. Very, very rubbish. Don't know whether I've just not squished it in enough. I'm not sure. Right. Turn it over. And what I want to do, I want to obviously pop it here, or, you know, make some for here, and then also some for the inside flap. So I'm just going to take this in. When I line envelopes and things, I tend to normally leave a little bit of a space around the edge, you know, where you can see the original envelope colour. I find that just works better. it can sometimes be a bit of a problem if you're going right to the edge and then it's not glued down properly and things like that. So I just try and eliminate that by going in a little bit so you have a sort of border of the actual envelope there. So we're going to take this and pop it down here. Now, do I want to go right to the, I might just do it like that, okay? And then take that down there. Okie dokie. Trying to really score it a bit better this time. Okay. And then, of course, I want to put some in here. Oh, how perfect is that? It just literally is the perfect size. So, yeah, we can do that. So, I'm going to line it first like this. And then the inside afterwards. And the reason for doing that is because obviously if my glue is then, you know, misbehaving when it's spreading, it will hopefully not go onto the paper that's in the flap, if you see what I mean. So that's kind of why I'm doing it the top layer of envelope first. So okie dokie. Oops. So plenty of glue. Yeah, what a massive collaboration. So, I mean, there aren't sort of 100 different crafters participating because many crafters are doing more than one day. But yeah, what a brilliant thing to do. So, I mean, I know that Rachel over at Roxy Creations, I don't know whether she's doing it this year. I haven't managed to catch up with her channel of late, but she normally participates in the 100-day project, doesn't she? And yeah, I mean, what a huge undertaking that is, you know, 100 days of crafting. I mean, the chances are you might do 100 days straight of crafting anyway, but as soon as you kind of put a label on it or put a sort of commitment, I think then it seems, you know, almost like a daunting task, which, yeah, weird, because obviously it may be that you would just craft 100 days anyway. But as soon as you've kind of committed to that, it seems like, oh my goodness, that's 100 days I've got to craft for. You know, where you may well have crafted for 100 days anyway. And then I'm going to just turn it over, do the back. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to kind of do something that I'd done necessarily before because I just thought, well, that's really boring. But I was struggling to kind of think of anything really different to do, and I played around with a couple of different ideas, couldn't really kind of conjure up anything that was going to be different. So yeah, and finally kind of then I stumbled across this video, which was yeah, really, really clever and very nice videos she has actually. And I hadn't come across her before. So that was a bonus because, you know, I've now found another crafter, another channel. So, yeah. Right, just deciding which way to put this. I'm going to put it in the other way, I think. So just pop that in. Okay. Some glue down there. Okay. Right. Okay, so then glue this down, smoosh the glue out. Okay, and then turn this over. Oops. For some reason, lining envelopes, it's just always one of those things that I'm not keen on doing, and I normally kind of muck them up a bit. So yeah, I haven't really improved particularly over the time. Okay, I mean, I used to really hate it. Now, even though I haven't really improved, I've done it sort of more often, so I don't mind it so much. But yeah, I used to kind of like think, oh no, lining an envelope was, you know, a nightmare. But yeah, I don't mind it now. But it's just, I find it quite fiddly because I'm not really a measurements type person. having to get the paper correct, you know, to go inside. I just find a little bit tricky. Okay, there we go. So that's my envelope, and it's all obviously, you know, lined and what have you. Now what I want to do is make my hidden spot. So what I might do is quickly ink this up before I do that. So I'll just go around the entire envelope, and you'll see why I'm doing this first in a moment. So, okie dokie, like that. Okay. Right, there we go. So how we are going to make our hidden tuck spots is we are going to just cut the envelope. And so we've got a whole missing piece of envelope. So because these are quite long envelopes, I can afford to take off quite a bit. When I do my other size envelope, it's going to be more like a bit of a slither. So, you know, kind of just something to be mindful of, really. So I'm going to take it across here. Okay. And this is why we've inked around it first, because I want this to be almost like an invisible, an invisible join. And obviously if I'd taken it off and then inked it, then obviously it wouldn't be invisible. So now what you've got is you've got obviously your envelope up here, and then you've obviously got a hole in here. So what we're going to do, we're going to just slot some paper into this part of the envelope. Now I've got some coffee dyed paper here. I guess you could use kind of anything that you want, really. But yeah, I'm going to use the coffee dyed paper. Now mine is thicker than copy paper. I couldn't actually tell you the GSM of this. It's thicker than my 120 that I use. I think it might be 160, this paper. So it's thicker. Now the reason for that is because you don't want anything too flimsy, because it's going to be a little bit fiddly to slot back into here. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we actually kind of make it in a second. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of measure it up against this flap, because what you need to do is have it tucked into here and glued in. So I'm going to pop that there, and then I'm just going to fold it over. And this is just, you know, how I kind of measure, really. Like that. And then just smoosh this down. Okay. Like that. Now I'm going to cut this down here. Like this. Whoops. Like that. So then what you've got is you've got this slim piece of paper which will fit into here. Okay. And we're going to glue that in. And then what you can do is obviously, oops, slide this into your envelope. Now my paper is going to need trimming down because it's going to be too long for the envelope. But that's fine, we can do that. Oh, it's not too long for the envelope. Oh, check it out, it fits in there perfectly. So that's then your hidden journaling spot. And then the rest of the envelope, of course, you could just decorate, you know, as kind of a normal envelope. So, you know, whatever you wanted to kind of put onto here. And you might want to disguise this by maybe having a little bit of lace or something like that running, you know, running across here, just so as it disguises where that join is. It's up to you, but they're quite nifty, aren't they? I think they're yeah, pretty cool, really. So I'm going to just run some glue along here and also on the other side, so like that. Okay, and then slide that into the envelope here. Oops, like that. And I'm just going to squish that down. Now I haven't gone right up to the edge. I don't really know why, but I feel like it perhaps needs to have a little bit of room in there. I don't know, maybe once I've made another couple I'll kind of think, well, actually you're better off gluing it right down to the edge. I'm not sure, but for the moment I've just glued it in, you know, at the bottom. Oops. So that then tucks in like that. I think I've glued it in probably a bit wonky, and yeah, it's not quite fitting properly. Oops, there we go. There we go. So aren't they just so cute? And then, like I say, you could obviously decorate the envelope up as normal, really. So I've just got a couple of bits here from my Easter papers and my Easter kit. So I'm just going to decorate that up like that. Maybe have something here. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I mean, it depends really which way round you want to kind of decorate it. I'm a bit sort of weird and don't seem to, you know, decorate my pieces both sides. I tend to have like a, you know, what I would call a front and a back of an envelope. And then I just stick to, you know, decorating either the front or the back. So, yeah, but it's up to you, obviously, how you know, how you want to decorate yours. But I'll probably just have a little bit of decoration on one side, I think. So maybe something like this. Oops. Okay, so I mean, how gorgeous does that look? So I'm going to just glue these bits of lace down. So I'm going to glue this quite close to that edge, like that. So it's just disguising where you've got that sort of split edge there, you know, so that at a glance you wouldn't really even notice that you've got that. And then just ink this up from my shoddy cutting. We're just going to glue this down. And all of these images, so, you know, these little images, they're all from the collection papers. So it's all kind of contained in that one kit. And then, I mean, we could even just incorporate this where it says Happy Easter. Maybe just have that somewhere. Something like that. Just going on there. And then here, perhaps we'll just have a little bit of sari silk or something going across the envelope flap. Yeah, maybe something like that. So okay. Like that. Had quite a bit of fun playing with these Easter papers, I must say. I do like the Easter images. I mean, they're very cute, aren't they? You know, I like the excuse to have the gorgeous little bunnies and stuff. I'm just wondering whether we might even put some sari silk going across here as well. What do we think? I think it would look quite pretty, wouldn't it? So, yeah. Oh, it's annoying that I've glued that paper in wonky, but it doesn't really matter because I could always take it down a bit in terms of the width and then it would, you know, slot in there better. Okay, like that. Oh, it's quite a flamboyant envelope now, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. Oh, I don't know what's going on with my ribbon or my bow, sorry, here. Just cut that edge off. Or maybe we'll have that on there. Okay. There we go. If you wanted a shorter envelope, because obviously this is quite a tall envelope, and I was just kind of looking at it and I thought, well, actually, if you wanted to make this shorter, then what you could do is actually cut it down before you glue your paper on. Then, you know, put it back together kind of next to each other when you glue your paper on. And then you'd have a shorter envelope, because obviously this is quite tall. This is when it goes into a journal, I just kind of bring in the journal, it would be, you know, just sticking out a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it would just be sticking out a little bit. But if you wanted to, if you wanted to make it smaller, then definitely I think that would be quite easily done by just chopping it down. And maybe we'll do one like that in a minute, just to kind of like give you the idea of what I mean, because I'm not sure whether I described that very well. But yeah, I think it would work quite easily. Again, not that I've tried that, so, but they're very cute, aren't they? And then of course you have still got the actual functionality of the envelope. So you've got your hidden tuck spot, but you've still got your envelope flap in here as well that you could also be putting things in. So, you know, you've got multiple opportunities. And actually, where I didn't glue it down right to the edge of the paper, you also have potentially got that as another pocket if you wanted to. And perhaps we'll do, don't dab that into my glue. Perhaps we'll do that as well in a minute, just to kind of show you what I mean about that as well. Just pop a little butterfly on there as well. So, I mean, how cute does that look? So we'll do one now. I think we'll do another long one, but we'll experiment what I was saying about cutting it down. So obviously it's quite tall. So I'm thinking cut it down like this. Now, the only thing is my cutting, it's not going to be necessarily lining up perfectly. So again, probably would work better if you're someone who uses a paper trimmer. That being said, it looks like it's okay. So yeah, hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. So when you then line your, or not line your envelope, but when you then cover your envelope, put your envelope back as if it was together, if you see what I mean. You could obviously cut it, cover it first and then cut it. The problem is you're going to then have non-matching paper. Now, maybe that would be okay if you kind of like put the sari silk or something like we did just now. You might not even notice that. But if that was something that was going to, you know, sort of upset you or kind of cause you, you know, that you wouldn't like the appearance of that, then you might just prefer to do it like this. Now I'm thinking, so these are my peacock papers, and I'm thinking we could just use this one here. And because we've now made the envelope shorter, we actually can do it like this. Okay, so like that. And then actually I can just do the same again for the other side. Okay, right, now I'm going to actually cut it this time, as my tearing's not really proving to be very good today. Okie dokie, so move out that piece. So then we've got these couple here. I'll just take that down. Okie dokie. And then, so here, oops, I'm going to just line this up like this. Okay, and then just take it down where it needs to be there. And then, do you know what I'm actually thinking what you could do, so as you do still get like the perfect lined up bit, is when you even glue this down, you could glue it straight down onto here and then cut it across, if you see what I mean. And then hopefully it genuinely is going to line up with your paper, if that makes sense. So I'm going to glue it down. So I'm so sorry if this is a little bit, you know, confusing. I'm trying to kind of like give you other options if you didn't want such a tall envelope. And in the process, I'm probably making this sound way more complicated than it needs to be. But I just want to kind of like give you the, you know, the options really. So put it like that. I can move this one out of the way. I'm going to glue it down. I've put glue at the edge so it sticks right to the edge. pop that there, like that. Spread that glue. Okay. Like that. And then here, if I just cut this down now, okay, then that gives me my piece with the exact right positioning to get the paper lined up, if that makes sense. So now, of course, I just glue this one on. Onto here. And obviously I've gone right up to the edge of that envelope. Or the edge of the, you know, the tiny envelope piece that I've got here. So again, smoosh my glue down. Like that. And then what I've got is a complete, you know, matching point, if you see what I mean. So I know that was very long-winded, but I just kind of wanted to give you options for if you wanted to cut your envelopes down. And I'm not necessarily saying that was the best way to do it. I'm saying that was the way that, you know, I found easiest to do. So I'm going to do the same on here. So taking it to here, and then again, just to get it sort of the right height, I'm going to just take it like that. Okie dokie. Like that. Just throw this in the bin. And then I just need to get a little piece for in here. So might be that this is the right width. Oops. Well, it's not too bad, is it? So yeah, I think I can probably get away with that. I want to, yeah, just going to, yeah, do that, I think. So again, I'm going to just glue this down before I glue this down, if that makes sense. So again, just put my glue like this, a bit of glue on the fold line. Then I just want to slot this into here. Like that. Okay. Spread the glue. Okie dokie. Oops. Take that down. Just trim this out here. I mean, like I say, it's up to you really. You may want to actually line both sides of the envelope. I do wonder whether that would just make it a little bit bulky for the, you know, the folding, but, you know, possibly would be okay. Okay, just round my envelope flap a little bit. Oh my goodness. I made a very good job of that. Still, never mind. Smoosh your glue down, particularly along where the folded edges. Okay. Take my fold over, squish that down like that. Okie dokie. So now what we want to do is, oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. I actually said, didn't I? Oh, I'm going to put this in so I don't have that glue situation going on. That was the wrong way to do it. That was exactly what I didn't want to be doing. What an idiot. So I'm going to put this in here just to catch any glue that might be seeping out. So pop that there. Right, okay. I can't believe I did that. Even when I said, oh, I'm going to do this so that I don't get glue on the underneath paper. And what did I do? The exact thing. I was even talking about saying, oh, I'm doing this for this reason. What an idiot. Oh, honestly. Don't know about you guys, but sometimes I just, you know, get my head if it wasn't screwed on. I mean, how can you actually be talking about doing something and do the exact reverse of what you're saying? Oh, honestly. Oh, well, I hope that you guys are all having a good day. Maybe you are doing some crafting. I hope you're having a lovely time. So yeah, have you been watching all the collab videos, you know, collaboration videos? I don't know why I keep on saying collab, very kind of slangy kind of term, but yeah, have you been watching all of the collaboration videos? You know, there's been some wonderful ideas and things, haven't there? And yeah, I just think, oh, it's so nice, isn't it, when we can all kind of be working together like such a brilliant team, you know. And obviously Rachel over at Rachel and Bella Crafts, I mean, she's the person who really organises all these different collaborations. And it's a collab again. Oh, what's wrong with me? Yeah, she's the one who kind of organises all these collaborations. And honestly, I mean, she puts in a lot of work, you know, to organise them. So yeah, it's really, really, you know, a good job done kind of thing, because it must take up a lot of her time. And yeah, really is very good of her. So some people are very good at that type of thing, aren't they? Being, you know, quite organised and methodical and putting things together like that. I'm absolutely shocking. I don't really enjoy doing things like that, and I'm not very good at it. So, I mean, I struggle to even organise myself, if I'm truthful. So, yeah, definitely not up my street, organising kind of a whole bunch of people. I would not enjoy that at all. There we go. Right, okay. So that's my little flap now, and as you can see, you know, the papers now, they match up on both sides. So it's just kind of an alternative way. And then we've got obviously a much shorter envelope, which I just thought that, oops, that might have been useful if you were wondering how to kind of like make something that was not quite as tall as the journal itself, or even worse, you know, taller than the journal. So just take this in here. Okay, now I've chosen to use thicker paper for this because I felt like something very flimsy would be a struggle to get it to slide in nicely to the envelope. Again, it might be worth playing around with that type of thing. You know, if you're okay with like fiddly things, that maybe is okay. You know, for me, I would definitely find that frustrating, you know, to have sort of a really floppy piece of paper trying to slide it into the envelope. Yeah, I would not enjoy that. So yeah, for me, this kind of thicker paper is just a little bit easier to work with. Now, as you can see, that's a little bit tall for that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to glue it in, and then I will trim it down in a second. So I just quickly glue this in. Okay. And again, I did quite like having the space there, like I said, because I think then you could use that as an additional pocket. So, and this time I'll just show you, you know, we'll just have a look and see if that does work. So slide that in like that, squish it down. Okay. And then I'm going to just trim it down slightly here, you know, and then you could round your corners if you wanted to make it look a bit more, you know, intentional, like that. Okay, and then have I glued this together? No. That then just slides in like that. Like that. Oh dear, have I made it a little bit wonky again? Probably. Or there might be some glue in here, which is, yeah, just causing it to stick against things a little bit. There we go. There we go. So it just slides in like that. So quite nice, isn't it? And then what I'm thinking is, you know, if you wanted to have like, say, something else, what you could do is you could put this in here as well. And then you could slide the whole thing in. Oops. Like that. And then what you could do is obviously still have your pockets here that you could put some additional things in as well. But they're really quite cute, aren't they? And I just think a bit of a different sort of envelope, you know. And to be honest, it's a tight fit, so that's not dropping out or anything, you know, it's secure in there. So I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about kind of attaching that or anything like that, you know, it's all attached anyway. If you were worried, I mean, you could always kind of like tie it around with maybe some ribbon or something like that, you know, on the underneath. This isn't, I don't think, long enough, but oh, just about. You could always tie it around like that if you were worried that this, you know, this piece was going to slide out. Sorry, I keep on fiddling with this because I can't get it to go quite straight. I think, again, I've glued the piece of paper. Oh, there we go. That looks pretty even. Yeah, if you were worried about it coming out, you could always put some, you know, some string or some ribbon or something like that around it to hold it in. I don't personally think it needs that. It's, you know, it is trapped in there and, you know, keeping closed pretty well anyway. So I don't think that's necessary. So let's just quickly decorate this one up because I've brought along some of my peacock bits and pieces. So yeah, haven't played with these really myself yet. So I was kind of excited to come along and have a bit of a play around. So let's take this one. Okay, so this is from the ephemera part of the peacock papers. Now I might have this envelope actually up this way because obviously I've put the papers down portrait, so let's decorate it sort of portrait rather than landscape. Okay, you know, because this one will then fit into a journal up the right way. So there we go. Okay. Oh, I biked to the gym this morning. It was quite cold, but not too bad. I think it was about 7 degrees, which, you know, that actually wasn't too bad. I mean, the other day when I biked, I think it was 4. Is it 3 or 4? 3 or 4, I think, which to be honest was pretty cold. But yeah, today at 7, it wasn't too bad. It was okay. And there was no wind. So it was nice and easy. I hate it when you bike and it's windy. Oh, can't be doing with all that hard work. Just a fair weather biker. So yeah, can't be doing with it when it's, you know, a lot of kind of wind and things. It just makes it way too hard work. So right, now thinking that I could even put a bit of paper in the background, to be honest, as well. Maybe let me just see what paper I have here. Kind of thinking maybe just like some of this green because yeah, I think the green would be quite good. Or maybe like a section from this part or something. Yeah, thank you so much to anyone who's purchased the peacock papers so far. I really hope that you're enjoying them. They're really pretty, aren't they? Like I say, this is the first time that I've kind of played with them either. So yeah, they are quite pretty, I have to say. Right, so I might just take it down slightly here. Okay. Right, might just make this a little bit sort of roughly edges, like that. Okay. Like that. And then we'll just ink around. Just to give it sort of a bit of texture really, because otherwise it, you know, sometimes looks a little bit flat when you just layer papers and they're all completely flat. So if you just ruffle the edges, it gives this a bit sort of more of a 3D effect really. Okay. Like that. And this here. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Absolutely yummy. So just put that down there. Again, not pressing it too hard, so hopefully it's got a bit of lift and then, you know, a bit more of that 3D effect again. Didn't ink around the envelope, so I'm just going to do that. Again, not inking across where the join is, because it is our secret journaling spot after all. So, yeah, just ink there. Ink a little bit, oops, a little bit here on the back. Okay, like that. And then, oh, I have got this. I mean, do we think this colour does go or doesn't? I just really love this colour. I think it goes okay. What does everyone else think? Yeah, I think it looks all right. Like I say, I mean, I'm just really drawn to this gorgeous colour. So, yeah. No, I'm going to go for this one. So, not saying it's vastly different. It's probably no different, but just in case. I'm thinking this would look really good if I had one of the coloured book plates on it. I wonder if I've got some of those printed off in my little envelope of things to be fussy cut. Let me just have a look in a second. Because, yeah, I think it would look very cute with some, you know, with a coloured book plate, to be honest. There we go. And then, yeah, I might do this again, oops, where the join is, because I thought that looked really lovely on that other one. And it just disguises where you've got that join. So then it becomes really hidden, you know, rather than just a little bit hidden. It's kind of like really hidden. So, yeah, we'll just ruffle this across here. Because it totally then hides that, you know, line where the join is. So, like that. Okay. Right, I'm just going to see if I've got any coloured book plates or anything down beside me. Hold on 2 seconds, sorry. Oops, very quickly. Oh, pull up my... Got like this whole like Amazon delivery envelope thing, you know, packaging envelope, full of sheets ready to be fussy cut. So, yeah, I've got a lot of fussy cutting still to do. I mean, a lot of this I put in there, you know, during the X-Files series that we did. A lot of it's in there from then. Oh, I've got some, but they're really bright. I mean, you get bright and pastels, and annoyingly, I'm not sure I've got any of the pastel ones. Oh, that's such a shame, because that would have looked awesome. Oh, look at that. That would have also gone really well, wouldn't it? Yeah, that was from my French collection papers, but yeah, I think it would have gone quite well. Oops, hold on a second. What's this? Yay. Right, okay. Okay. Right, okay. I'm not necessarily saying that those were the colour book plates that I would have chosen, the pale pink, but to be honest, I think they're quite nice. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, wouldn't that have looked lovely with one of those peacocks like on top of there? Going to put that to one side to remember that for another time. Oh, as if I'm going to remember that. No, it would just get buried. I'm still really trying to keep my desk tidy, you know, since the X-Files. Wow, it's getting more of a struggle now. It was okay at first, and then, you know what it's like, you kind of like, the more projects that you work on, the more stuff you've got out, and the more unfinished things that you've got, then obviously the, you know, the worse it's becoming. So yeah, must try and keep on top of it and not go down that slippery slope of leaving it to get into the terrible mess that it was. Right, okay, do we like it down there or do we like it there? I think I'm going to have it down here, and then what I'll do, I'll have a butterfly, I think, up there instead. So just quickly glue this down. Okay, like that. Oh, I'm really loving this, I have to say. Isn't it really pretty? Really, really pretty, isn't it? Yeah, let's try this. Okie dokie. Oh, and now I'm running out of time. I'm not even sure that we're going to get time to do one of the 5x7s, to be honest, but perhaps we'll give it a try, but not decorate it. Maybe, yeah, maybe we'll kind of just make it, but not decorate it. You know, because I just want to kind of see how the 5x7s would work. I'm pretty sure that she used a 5x7. You know, the original video, I'm sure that she did use a 5x7. So clearly, you know, they do work fine. But I just want to try it for myself and just kind of, yeah, get a feel for how it would work. And the other thing that she did was she covered, you know, where you've got like the triangle opening for the envelope, she covered that. So we will do that as well. Okay. There we go. Oh my goodness. How gorgeous does that envelope look? I mean, I've got to be truthful and say I wish now in hindsight that I had cut this one down as well. It's annoying because my papers won't match up. So if I were to cut it in, plus I've put all my decorations down that end. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. And hey, I mean, we learn as we go on, don't we? So let's just pull in a 5x7 and very quickly kind of make one with the 5x7. So I'm going to use some of my new documents collection papers. So let's just take this one. Now, so what we want to do is we want to go, now I'm thinking with this one, I possibly want to go right over the flap as well. And the reason being is because the flap is a lot bigger, if you see what I mean. So I feel like you're going to see a lot of the flap. Yeah, does that make sense? Oh, do you know, I'm going to do it in two different bits. So yeah, let's tuck that flap back in. Right, let's bring this in here like that. So yeah, this is my vintage desk. I think it's set 2 on the inside. And then the side that we're going to be using is the Documents 2 collection papers. So, right, take that down. So this, where's my flap there? I mean, it probably doesn't matter, but yeah, for some reason I kind of always go to everything on the right, but I think that's because I'm right-handed. Right, so I'm going to just take this in like that. 1, 2. Okay. Just cut that down. Now I have to say I may take it slightly more down in terms of height, but we'll just see how it looks. So yeah, we've got that one. Oh, it needs to come down a bit more, doesn't it? Yep. So just take it down a bit more here. Okay, right. So we have got this side here. So when you turn it over, what she did was she then, where you've got this, you know, kind of triangular bit, she then covered that like with a, you know, a square, you know, a rectangle. So I'm going to do that same thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to take it down to the right width, like that. And then what I think I will do, because otherwise it's going to be just single sheet thickness, which, you know, I just always then feel a bit, oh, that's a bit narrow. You know, it's a bit kind of at risk of getting damaged. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold this over in terms of then thickening it up. So I'm going to take it down like that. Okay. I mean, to be honest, could even have it that way round, but no, I'm going to tuck it in this way, like that. So that then what I've got is a reinforced part here. So that's how that's going to be. And then I'm going to line this envelope. So let me just grab another sheet. So this again is from the documents collection. So I'm going to take this and put this in, yeah, here. Right. actually, no, I'm going to have this here. Oh, I'm never very good at doing the envelope flaps, so bear with me for this bit, because yeah, I'm going to probably make a terrible job of doing this. Right, oh my goodness, come on. Yep, I'm making a terrible job even of the folding, so that's before we get cutting or anything else. Right, so we're going to then snip this down. Like that. Okay, right, that's one. Then I'm going to put it here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take it in roughly here. Okay, one side, and then the other side, whoops, take it in like that. Okay, right, fingers crossed. I'm hoping that this will pan out okay. I don't know yet. Oh, Bo's come to join us. For anyone who doesn't watch my channel, Bo, she's my lovely sausage dog. So she's been asleep on my bed. She's now decided to come and lay in her bed here beside my desk. Right, okay. And then I'm just going to snip this sort of rounded so that it's not squared off. Right, fingers crossed. Okay, not bad, not bad. I just need to now snip these edges in just a bit. 1 and 2. Okay, let's give that a try. Looking good, looking good. So yeah, that was okay. Honestly, sometimes I can really fiddle around for ages trying to get it just right, and yeah, still fail. So then on my inside, what I might do is just take, let me just see what other of the documents that I've got that's going to go nicely. This documents collection is very good because you've got lots of similar colour pieces, which is quite nice, to be honest. So yeah, works out just perfectly for a project like this, to be honest. So let's just see. Yeah. So I'm going to just go with this here. So again, just snip this in. Actually, I'm now thinking, would I be better off? Yeah, probably better off doing it like this. Oh, maybe even like that. Oh yeah, let's do it this way. Right, so take this in like that. Okie dokie. Just cut that on down. Oh my goodness. Really fingers and thumbs today. I'm so sorry. Honestly, just some days we have these days, don't we, where it's like all fingers and thumbs, which is fine, but obviously not ideal when you're doing a video. No one wants to watch you being fingers and thumbs on a video, do they? No. So I'm so sorry. Just sometimes very fiddly. Okay. So then we can obviously pop that down like that. So that's, yeah, all good. Right, now I must try and remember now to glue this the right way round. So not gluing this bit down first, because then my glue, you know, yeah, it's all a methodical thing, isn't it? So we're going to glue this reinforcing kind of flap down first. So okie dokie. So this is so that we're reinforcing to give it some durability. So I'm going to take this over and smoosh that down like that. Okay, right. That one. Then what we want to do is we want to glue this onto here, but we want to glue it not right down here, if that makes sense. So I'm going to glue it at the bottom quite a bit. This is probably not really making much sense, so I'll show you instead. I'm going to glue it down the bottom quite a bit, because don't forget we're going to be snipping some of this envelope off, aren't we? So it needs to be properly secured here. So quite a bit down the bottom, like that. Okay. Then we want to glue here. so it's secured there at the edge of the actual triangle-y bit. So gluing this down like this, like that. Okay, mop out that glue because I've messed that up a little bit. Let me get a clean wipe. That one's terrible, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, right. Get my glue spreader. Smoosh my glue out. Okay. Yep. Like that. Okay. Then I can glue this piece in now. Oh, look, I hadn't even thought. That's even not going to even show because my triangle's gone. So yeah, didn't even realise that. What an idiot. Only just noticed it now. So yeah, we didn't even have to use such a large piece as this, but never mind. Right, okay, so we're going to glue this one in. So again, I like to kind of reinforce it here where the fold is. And then of course, all around the edge of the flap. Like that. Okay. So slide this one into here. Oops. Like that. Obviously it only needs to slide in a little bit because most of that's, you know, tucked under this pocket. We can't see it now. Smoosh that down. Okie dokie. Like that. Mop up the glue. Right, now I'm going to quickly cut this out. Oops, like that. There we go. And then I'm going to quickly, oops, sorry, knocking stuff over and making a load of noise here. Smoosh that down on this side now. Okay. Check that your fold is, you know, still workable. There we go. I'm going to turn it over. We're going to glue this piece on now. And then we'll glue on our triangle for the flap. And then we'll just cut it open, check it all works. And see about, you know, slotting a piece in. So, you know, for the hidden journaling spot on the envelope. So they're a little bit different, aren't they? And yeah, I just really like them. So like I say, I was struggling to come up with anything for a hidden journaling spot for envelopes for junk journals, and I just thought, oh, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And I played around with one or two things, and none of them were really very, you know, either didn't really work, or, you know, I just thought, oh, well, that's kind of like a same take on something else, if you see what I mean. So, you know, nothing very exciting. It was all kind of like, done something very similar before. And yeah, then obviously stumbled across these, and I thought, oh, these are really cool. Very, very cool. Right, okay, so just quickly cover our flap. And like I said, the reason I've covered this flap when I didn't cover the other ones is just because obviously this is a bigger flap. Not that that really bothers me, because actually I really like this craft colour paper. So, I mean, actually, I really do like that. But yeah, just because it's a bigger space, you know, I think it can then take it. And to be honest, we haven't gone over the fold. So it's not bulking it out anyway, because the fold is unaffected on this side. It's really, if the fold has got multiple pieces of paper, that's what can bulk it out, I find. But, you know, like I say, we all have different kind of things that we notice or get on with, don't we? So it might be that you know, you don't find that. So, right, there we go. So we've got that. Now, need to be careful. I'm going to cut it this side, because what could happen if I cut it from this side? I could picture myself going too high, and then I'll be like, oh, I've encroached on the flap. So yeah, I think I'm probably best off cutting it on this side where I can see the flap. Now I'm thinking I don't need to take very much off of here at all. Kind of like a very small slither, because if I go too high, yeah, it probably is a bit silly. So I think I can probably just get away with going here. Let's try it there. Now again, this is probably where a paper trimmer would be useful, but yeah, I don't like paper trimmers, so I'm just going to still go with it. But obviously I didn't have my folded edge or anything to give me a guide, so it was a bit risky. There we go, like that. And then we've got our paper, which I can just cut down now, like that, like that. Okie dokie. Snip that down. Okay, so this one, obviously I'm not going to be able to make a pocket from that or anything because, you know, it's tiny, but that's fine. So I'm going to just quickly ink around because I forgot to ink this envelope. Obviously, again, I'm trying to steer clear from inking on this fold line. But the reason I'm inking this now is just because once my paper's in there, I'm going to obviously end up inking sort of my paper. So I don't really want to do that if I can help it. So take my piece of paper and then just, yeah, run the glue along. Oh, this is really fiddly now, trying to slot this into this tiny little piece. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yep, that was tiny, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. What's going on? Right, there we go. Smoosh that down like that on both sides, and then I'm just going to quickly ink my envelope up because I hadn't done that either. So yep. Okay. Have to say my gluing along here is not too clever, but it's a little bit wrinkly. Okay, just go around here. I do always really like things when they're inked, to be honest. I mean, I know not everybody inks anything, but yeah, I do like the ink look. And I've talked about it loads of times, but I mean, Rachel over at Roxy Creations, I mean, she never inks, does she? But her stuff always looks absolutely gorgeous. And I just couldn't pull that off. I don't know quite how she does, but yeah, it's definitely a talent because my stuff has to be inked. Otherwise, it just looks really weird or just really lacking. You know, lacking in something. Oh, there we go. Now, I have to say, observations. So, tips here or observations. This slides in so much easier than the tall envelopes. So, yeah, although I've mucked around doing the two tall ones, definitely this one I would recommend making it shorter. So, that's kind of my learning thing from that one. Make your envelope shorter. Not that keen on the really long one. This one, I do really like it, but it is a little bit fiddly to get in. This one, that just slides in and out perfectly. And it's got to be said, she did make hers from these. I think she did make a tall one, but she made hers on the video anyway from the, you know, the 5x7 envelopes. So, yeah, ignore what I've done here with the tall envelopes unless you wanted to cut them down. Definitely for ease of use, this is the one. And if you're thinking, oh, well, this looks rubbish because we can see a lot of the, you know, the join line. Again, once you come to decorate it, you know, you could just go down there with some sari silk or something like that. It would just disguise that completely and then you wouldn't really notice it. So yeah, kind of options there. I mean, like I say, I don't tend to decorate both sides of my envelopes necessarily, but you know, if I did, you know, then you could probably disguise it with something lace or something on one side and then sari silk on the other or something like that. But oh my goodness, isn't that going to look yummy with the sari silk against that lilac? Yeah, I'm loving the look of that. Yeah, the cream sari, or the ivory sari silk against that looks gorgeous. So yes, I hope you like them. Totally not my idea, like I say, but something a little bit different for your junk journals. And yeah, I really hope that you're enjoying the collaboration. Thank you so much to Rachel and Bella Crafts for inviting me to join in. I really appreciate the invitation and everything. And yeah, I hope you have an awesome day. Let me know what your thoughts are on these. Do you like them? Are you kind of in agreement with me? This one's too long, really. This one, a little bit fiddly. This one, you know, like the Goldilocks thing, that this one's just right. Or, you know, yeah, let me know your thoughts. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have an awesome day. Really appreciate a big thumbs up to this video, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much then. See you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.